From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, May 5th. Keep your rain gear on hand today. Showers and isolated storms are likely by this afternoon. We're going to see highs in the upper 60s. And this morning, we got some tragic news, an update to a story we first brought you as breaking news earlier this week. IMPD says the third man who was found shot in a vehicle on the city's near northeast side has died. Now, the shooting happened overnight on Tuesday. Police say they found 3 men shot inside the vehicle near 34th and Caroline. Police say 2 died that night. The third went to the hospital in critical condition. IMPD now says that victim died yesterday. So far, no word on a potential suspect. A fire damages a stretch of businesses in Castleton. The Indianapolis Fire Department says it broke out just after 11 last night near 82nd and Bash Street. Firefighters say the building housed 6 businesses. All were damaged. IFD says 1 firefighter was overheated, but otherwise was not injured. No word on what caused the fire. 5 shootings within 2 months. Now 7 men are behind bars. The killings happened all across the city during March and April in Indianapolis. The Marion County prosecutor says unprecedented support from the community helped find, arrest, and charge the men with murder. The suspects are Jalen Frierson, Hakeem Jackson, David Villanueva, Eric Futrell, Jason Rea, Anthony Spearman, and Comfort Glass. They're all facing murder charges. Prosecutor Ryan Mears credits firearm tracing, social media, and the public's commitment to making the community safer.
There's a lot of people who know what's going on. There's not a single homicide in Marion County where somebody doesn't know something about what happened. It's getting that person to come forward with the information and telling us what occurred. We're seeing more and more people come forward with that information. I think with the technology that we're able to have access to now through cell phones, through Ring cameras, all the different types of evidence that we're now able to have, we're in a better position now to build stronger cases, but oftentimes we need help in that identification process. Who should we be looking for? Where can we find those individuals? And the public's been more and more willing to come forward with that information, which is why we're in a position to file these 7 cases.
Mears says one challenge law enforcement faces is more guns being bought online through social media. 4 former North Central High School students are suing Washington Township schools and a former employee. They say years of repeated sexual and verbal abuse went ignored. The students filed the federal lawsuit yesterday that claims 4 years the district ignored complaints from students and parents against Nathan Schewel. The lawsuit claims Schewel groomed female students, used unwelcomed physical touching, verbal abuse, and sexually abused them from 2015 to 2020. The students say Schewel would force them to participate in acting exercises that involve taking students into a closet to reenact their greatest trauma, while in some cases touching them inappropriately. Students accuse Washington Township School Board of failing to perform proper background checks and hiring Schewel despite a history of harassment at other schools. The district fired Schewel in May of 2020 after learning he lied about his resignation from previous employer West Clark Community School Corporation. The district also got a tip from a former student at that school. The former North Central students say school leadership never addressed Schewel's abuse. Washington Township Schools also sued Schewel yesterday for damages in a Marion County court. The state has revoked Schewel's teaching license. He was never criminally charged.
Inflation is much too high, and we understand the hardship it is causing, and we're moving expeditiously to bring it back down.
The Federal Reserve does the expected. It raised interest rates by 0.5 percentage point to fight rampant inflation. It's the sharpest hike in 22 years. This morning, a Ball State economist is breaking down what this means for you. Michael Hicks says the goal is to push prices back down.
It will take several months, maybe double-digit months, maybe a year or 2, for inflation to get back down to their target 2 to 2.5%. But what they have done with this big increase this month is to tell everyone, look, we're serious about this. We're going to get a handle on this.
Hicks says now is a good time to pay off credit card debt and cancel subscriptions you don't use anymore. He also says you may want to try to renegotiate your current mortgage. In Washington, taller fencing is going up around the steps of the Supreme Court. This comes after protests erupted over the Supreme Court draft opinion that was leaked, suggesting that Roe v. Wade will be overturned. crews were working on the fence into last night. In making the case against a Roe reversal, the White House is emphasizing which women it would affect most.
Of course, there is the overwhelming majority of women in this country do not want this to be overturned. But the impact directly will be predominantly on women of color, will be on the 75% of those seeking abortions who are living at or below 200% of the federal poverty level.
Protesters returned to downtown Indianapolis Wednesday. Abortion rights activists gathered on the Circle. Governor Eric Holcomb is also responding to the Supreme Court leak and what it could mean.
But I'll wait until we see a final formal decision by the Supreme Court. We've got a lot of ifs, ands, and what ifs, but I'll wait till I have a final decision to actually review to see what that prompts.
Holcomb added a lot can change between now and the court's final ruling. COVID-19 cases are climbing across the country. Johns Hopkins says the U.S. is averaging about 58,000 new cases each day, a 10% jump from last week. Federal numbers show hospitalizations have also climbed in 26 states over the past week. Globally, cases and deaths are at their lowest point, but health experts are now concerned about new subvariants that are causing the spikes.
These trends, while welcome, don't tell the full story. Driven by Omicron subvariants, we are seeing an increase in reported cases in Americas and Africa.
The CDC is predicting more than 10,000 new COVID deaths in the United States before the end of the month. A Biden cabinet member has the virus. The State Department says Secretary of State Antony Blinken has mild symptoms and is working from home. Blinken was one of several top officials to attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner, increasing concerns that it may have become a super spreader event. The FDA greenlights a new and improved way to detect Alzheimer's. The new in vitro test is less invasive and less expensive than the PET scan patients have been accustomed to. The agency says the test will be used on adults 55 and older who are showing symptoms or being evaluated for the disease. According to the National Institutes for Health, more than 6 million Americans may have dementia caused by Alzheimer's disease. The American Academy of Pediatrics is working to eliminate race-based medicine. The group released a statement saying, in part, race-based medicine has been pervasively interwoven into the fabric of healthcare delivery in the United States for more than 400 years. We asked Wish TV medical expert and former Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams what that means.
That we need to work hard to figure out the real root causes about differences in the way people experience health and healthcare, and not just say it's all about their race, particularly when we're denying care.
You can watch the full interview with Dr. Adams right now on wishtv.com. Just go to the news tab and select medical. Empty shelves litter grocery stores across the country where baby formula should be. Recently, a local mom posted a photo of bare shelves in central Indiana. Unable to get the special formula her baby needs to avoid uncomfortable reactions, rashes, and upset stomach. Experts say there are a few reasons behind the shortage. Supply chain issues coupled with Similac's recent recall. We spoke to two local moms who've been at their wits' end over this.
If everybody's out there trying to find their specific kind of formula and they can't find it, and so they're going to their second choice or third choice, I'm on like some random choice. The only one that was available at Costco is the one I got.
If I put the bottle in front of her face, she just starts screaming, crying, because she knows that formula makes her feel really sick. So she knows that she has to eat it because she's hungry, but she knows what it's going to do to her body.
Both moms say they've stocked up on the formula they need thanks to friends and family for now, but are not sure how long that will last. 2 tornadoes hit central Oklahoma. It's from the town of Maud, southeast of Oklahoma City. Authorities say the twister hit a marijuana farm. No word of any injuries. But last week in Kansas, 3 college students died in a car crash after storm chasing. They went to the University of Oklahoma, and one of them was from southern Indiana. President Biden has approved a disaster declaration for the New Mexico wildfires. The designation lets authorities ask for more federal help to fight the flames. Several fires have been burning in New Mexico since early April. Officials estimate 170 homes are destroyed and thousands of families have had to evacuate. And Governor Holcomb is responding to criticism of the state from the CEO of Lilly. We first told you about David Rick's comments last month. He said in a speech that the state is not up to the challenges of the new economy. Ricks challenged state leaders to focus less on low taxes and cost of living and more on education, health, diversity, and inclusion. Yesterday, we asked the governor for a response.
Obviously, our economy is humming when you look at over the momentum that we've experienced, and we are reinvesting into workforce development programs, into education, into the health and well-being of our citizens. Is there more to do? Of course. Will our job ever be done? No. We want to make sure that we have set goals that put us the number one state in the Midwest and a top 5 state in the country across all the measures that Dave talked about and that I talk about as well. So we're aligned and we have to do better across the board.
Holcomb has previously touted what he calls Republicans' pro-business policies, pointing to more job announcements in the state. And this morning, as we often do every Thursday on Daybreak, we talked business headlines. Here's that. Take a listen.
Time to talk with our partners at Inside Indiana Business and the Indianapolis Business Journal, specifically about the economic impact of this brand new medical manufacturing facility in Indianapolis.
Inside Indiana Business host Gary Dick is with us this morning. Talk about how big this impact will be.
Yeah, Cook Medical, and the impact is beyond the substantial impact in jobs and investment. I know you all have covered it on the news site here, but Cook Medical, based in Bloomington, opening this plant, a medical device manufacturing plant on the northeast side of Indianapolis. $26 million economic impact expected there. They're using 100% local and diverse vendors. About 100 jobs to start, probably double that amount in maybe a couple of years. So 200 jobs. The important part there, it's all focused on community, a really challenged community for many years, looking for ways to kind of break out of a cycle of poverty in many respects. And this plant, viewed by many as a unique approach to that, Goodwill Industries is involved in a big way in this, getting people to work in the neighborhood. There's also a grocery store that is open there that's ultimately going to have local ownership. So it's really an interesting look at addressing needs of a community by a big Indiana business.
Saw Governor Holcomb in the ribbon cutting there.
Yeah.
I complain about being busy race weekend. He's like triple booked, but looking forward to it, it sounds like.
Yeah, a global economic summit. This is the first time Indiana has done this. Tried it 2 years ago. It's been delayed by the pandemic. This will be the first Indiana Global Economic Summit. It is race weekend, 26th to the 29th. It will attract players from all over the world. The former CEO of Google will be here. There will be ambassador-level politicians and government officials from around the globe that will be here. The whole idea is to really focus on Indiana as a destination for global companies. There's an Doral Renewables is building the biggest solar array in the entire country in Northwest Indiana. There are other examples of international investment. This is a really intentional effort, guys, to focus on Indiana as a player globally.
What a great weekend to showcase that Indianapolis has. Okay, what's coming up on Sunday?
We'll have much more. We'll have Pete Yonkman, the CEO of Cook Medical, on the show this week talking about that unique manufacturing plant. We also look at the wine trough, an interesting woman entrepreneur from Noblesville. Her love of wine is transferred into a business. And we'll also catch up with the Hall of Fame coach Lynn Dunn, who's now in the front office, the business of sports. She'll be on the show this week. Our partners at the Indianapolis Business Journal will be focusing on downtown Greenwood. Big development, $83 million redevelopment going on there. Also, Eli Lilly and Company's new diabetes and obesity drugs, and a new commission looking at what's driving up housing costs. So that's obviously top of mind issue as well.
Both jam-packed as always. Gary Dick, thank you.
You bet.
To the Colts, Reggie Wayne offers the highest praise possible to the team's new quarterback. Wayne is the team's new receivers coach and says Matt Ryan looks and sounds a lot like the man who threw Wayne 76 touchdown passes during their playing careers.
Man, it makes me almost want to throw up because he reminds me of Peyton so much. He's the epitome of a leader. In meetings, he's vocal. You know, he's trying to get that connection with the receivers, trying to get extra as much as possible. He's out there, he's grinding with them. I remember just having a quarterback with some experience. That was everything for me. He's vocal. He demands excellence. He admits his mistakes. As a receiver, that's all you love.
Wayne also told our sports team that he's excited by the young group of receivers he'll be coaching. And the team is nearly ready to reveal this season's cheerleading squad. You have the opportunity to watch the finalists compete this weekend in the Audition Showcase. And we had some special guests on Daybreak this morning to talk about it.
Cheerleading director Kelly Tilley is here with Caitlin Ewing, a veteran squad member and also vying for another position on the squad this year. So first, good luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. So we were talking about how this has been already a grueling process. It starts with a video submission in April. So if Kelly, you can go through kind of what these people go through to get on the team.
Yeah, so we have a pretty comprehensive audition, and it starts with a video submission where we look at kind of basic choreography skills to kind of see if we want to get to know them a little bit further. They come into the complex. They have a business interview with our leadership and ownership staff. We put them through a fitness test. We want to see their dance technical training, and we're very technical focused on the field, and so we want to make sure everybody's got the skills that they need. And then all of this kind of ends with a big showcase that's open to the public.
First time in 2 years. We'll get to that in a second. But first, Caitlin, I want to talk about your preparation process. This is a big role.
It's a big role, and it takes a lot of preparation to ensure that we're ready, and that was something I really wanted to focus on this year in order to really put my best foot forward. So making sure that I had all of my deadlines written out, that I was prepared well in advance. That way I could walk into this in-person process really ready to go.
One of the big things that a Colts cheerleader does is, first, physical fitness has to be a 10, but also just getting out and about in the community and representing the Colts as an organization. How do you feel like you play a role in that representation process, and what does it add to the team?
It's a great question. I think Colts cheerleaders are really the face of the organization when it comes to community appearances. Our football players and staff are so busy doing their job of football and making sure that we all have a team to come home to. And so Colts cheerleaders are really able to bridge the gap between the community and the Colts organization, because we are able to be out there and really representing the organization.
And Kelly, first time since 2019, I believe, and that it's going to be in person at Lucas Oil Stadium this weekend on Saturday. Have there been any unique preparations to particularly celebrate being back in person this year?
Yeah, so not only are we back in person, but we have never hosted our showcase at Lucas Oil Stadium. And so it's a free event. It's a little bit like So You Think You Can Dance. And so it's really fun. All of our finalists get to showcase their unique talents. We also have kind of interview portions that are on the video screen, so you get to know their personality beyond the dancing. And so, you know, if you love dance performance, you love the Colts, it's a really great show, and we encourage everybody to come out and attend. It's free.
And getting to know the cheerleaders, that's a really neat thing, too. You know, you see them at the games, you see them on TV. That's awesome. Well, best of luck to both of you in the organization side and in the trying out side. I know that so much work goes into this, and we're cheering for you, for sure. So for you at home, you can live stream it online. You can also go in person to watch this. Again, it is Saturday at Lucas Oil Stadium at 7 p.m. There are 48 finalists right now. As Kelly just mentioned, it's free, but you do need to pre-register online, so make sure you do that.
A big new musical festival is launching in Indianapolis. It's called the All In Music and Arts Festival. The State Fairgrounds will host it Labor Day weekend. No word when ticket sales will start or who will perform, but the promoters say there will be a number of stages. They also say they want to make it an end of summer tradition. To DeKalb County, where the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum is getting a new old car. The museum says its collection now includes a 1937 Cord 812 Phaeton. It's one of just two built with dual side mount tires. You can see the car when the museum is open from 9 to 5, 7 days a week. And now about halfway through spring, signs of summer are showing up in Fishers. The 2022 Fishers Farmers Market returns this weekend to the Nickel Plate District Amphitheater. It starts this Saturday and runs every Saturday through September 24th. The market is open from 8 to noon. More than 70 vendors will be there with wide-ranging products. There will also be free yoga from 8 to 9 and live music from local artists from 10 to noon, along with activities for the kids. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com. And follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.